So a lot of you guys have been asking me in the comments if it's worth it to get Zani if you don't have Pheobe on your account, and I'm sure this may be due to some doom posting in the Woo community that Zani is terrible without Pheobe. So I made this video to answer that question and make it easy for you guys to poll in case you're having any doubt that Spectro Rover will not work with her. The Tower of Adversity just got reset, so that will be the perfect place to test Zani's easily accessible team. I will explain Zani's kit into detail in her dedicated guide video that I'm working on, but to keep things short, what you need to know is that even though Rover applies less Spectrofrazzle stacks, Zani's kit is made in such a way that she can still convert Spectrofrazzle into Blaze, which is this bar that you see right here, while she's in the Inferno state or her Liberation state. So all you need to do is to build Blaze while she's doing damage at the same time, and this is made possible due to Zani's animations that are very long, so you can always swap out of them to build more Blaze stacks when Zani is doing damage. Now I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much information just yet, so I'll leave everything else in her dedicated guide video, so be sure to look forward to it. But for now, consider this video as a way to test Zani's true potential with this easily accessible team including Spectro Rover and Shorekeeper. Let's start things off with the middle tower. The 2 floors buffs heavy attack damage, Spectrofrazzle damage, and most importantly, it grants 2 stacks of Spectrofrazzle after an intro skill. However, the rotations I'll be using will work regardless of the tower that we're playing on. Throughout the run for all the floors in this showcase, be sure to keep an eye on my Blaze Forte bar because it needs to last long enough for me to do 2 Nightfall attacks, which is this particular animation that you can see right here. And that basically sums up what you need to do more damage with Zani. Alright, here we go. For the Echoing Tower, the only buff we can benefit from is the attack buff, but we won't get to maintain it for very long due to the short 3 seconds buff duration because it was tailor-made for Carlotta. But Zani did incredibly well considering the fact that we're not even using her best sub DPS buffer, and that flaw is not made for her. Alright, here we go. For the Resonant Tower, the buffs were better than the Echoing Tower since we need an intro skill to trigger the attack buff, but the second part of the buff, just like the Echoing Tower, is useless on Zani, but still she did pretty well. Alright, here we go. So that concludes the test run for Zani's easily accessible team. If you're going to be running this team comp, be sure to at least get her signature weapon as I mentioned in her weapon pool value analysis video, because that's the only source of damage amplification that you can get access to if you're not running her with Pheobe. I did try to use Mortefi and Spectro Rover together, but the damage per second was considerably low since you can't swap out to apply Spectrofrazzle stacks and recover Blaze when you have Mortefi's buff. So Showkeeper will do just fine. line. Speaking of Shorekeeper, she enables Zani to use a crit damage focus while using her weapon due to the crit rate buff from her liberation. For the sake of damage comparison, Dawning, which is the 2-hit combo, was 48k for Rover's team and 66k damage for Phoebe's team. Nightfall damage, which is the last slam attack for Rover's team, was 101k damage for Rover and 143k damage for Phoebe's team. But the overall clear times were very similar, and that's because Rover's personal damage was much higher than Phoebe. Rover's liberation was popping around 63k damage while Phoebe was doing 30k damage in her confession state. Rover's Forte skill was hitting around 18k damage while Phoebe's Forte heavy attack was hitting just 8k damage. So the difference in damage output between the two teams is not that significant overall, as long as you can use Spectro Rover properly by implementing animation cancelling in your rotations. I'll cover this in detail in Zani's dedicated guide video, so be sure to look forward to it. Hope this video provided value to you and at least gave you some assurance that you can still pull for Zani even if you don't have Phoebe. And if these rotations were too hard, do not worry, I'll break it down in her dedicated guide video and offer some easy alternatives. Leave a like and subscribe to support the channel because it's free and you can always change your mind. Be sure to also join our Discord community if you're having any issues with the game or you just want a place to chill or hang out. Link will be in the video description. Catch you guys in Zani's dedicated guide video. Bye bye.